Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. After praising Allah Almighty and sending peace and blessings upon our Prophet and all prophets, I begin in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. And recently, there has been an outrage following the Batley school teacher and his showing of derogatory cartoons, depictions to students in grammar school. We Muslims, wherever we are, we condemn this action outright. This is an insult to our beliefs, to our religion, and most importantly to our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. We request the British government and the British authorities to take firm action, not just a suspension from the school, but court action and legal proceedings against this person who has caused a disturbance in the hearts and minds and souls of not just millions in the UK, but across the world. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is the greatest man to have ever graced the face of this earth. And we do not tolerate any insult or any disrespect whatsoever to our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. We are law-abiding citizens in this country. Our parents and grandparents came here to work and earn a living and to abide by the laws of this country. We do not call for unrest, we do not call for violence, but we simply call for our rights and for our religion, and most importantly, for our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, to be fully respected and honored. If the case was somewhat different, if it was, let's say, a war veteran who has been insulted, as we saw recently with Captain Tom Moore, the perpetrator who made a malicious tweet, an offensive tweet, he was taken to court. When it was the case of the Charlie Hebdo magazine depicting the Queen placing her knee upon the neck of Meghan, the royal family was insulted. Many were insulted across the world, and particularly the way the knee was placed on her neck, and this was also seen as an insult to George Floyd. Now, why is it that when it comes to Islam, when it comes to Muslims, when it comes to our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, people mention freedom of speech, freedom of expression, but when it comes to others, an insult is felt? In certain countries, as we all know, Holocaust denial is even an offense. These things are outlawed. Why are they outlawed? Because they hurt the sentiments of a certain people. They hurt the religious beliefs of a certain people. They hurt the feelings of a certain group and a certain people. Why is it that when Islam, Muslims, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is attacked, then freedom of expression is invoked? And I call upon especially Muslim councillors and Muslim MPs, where are your voices of condemnation? Where are your voices of solidarity with the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him? And I remind the Mosques and Imams National Advisory Board that this is not a time to merely invoke forgiveness. No, it's not. This is a time to demand justice so that this action is not perpetrated again and again and again. Qari Asim, the holder of MBE, he tweeted earlier on that I will be on LBC shortly regarding the Batley Grammar, Batley School. No teacher should be intimidated or targeted. It's not protests, rather more dialogue that we need to build an understanding and empathy. My question to you, Qari Asim, is that nobody is threatening or intimidating this teacher. We are simply demanding that our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is not insulted, that he is not insulted ever again like this, and that this kind of behavior is not normalized. When it is not normalized for other groups and for other religions, then why is it that when it comes to Islam and the Prophet, that we have to just turn the other cheek and forgive? This is clearly double standards, and you, the Muslim Minab of UK, you people must represent Islam. And also the MPs and councillors, you must stand up and represent Islam. If you do not stand up for the honor of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then I swear by Allah, you will stand for nothing. And without the blessings of him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you should know very well that our lives and our everything is meaningless without him. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, informed us, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده وولده والناس أجمعين, that none of you shall truly believe until I become more beloved to him than his father, than his child, and than all people. This is a command to all Muslims. We must love the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, more than life itself. I call upon all Muslims MPs and councillors, organizations, faith leaders, community leaders, Imams, all of you must stand up and make a clear message that we will not tolerate the insult to our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. We are law-abiding citizens. We do not call for violence, but we call and demand that justice is done, that justice is served, and this kind of action, these kind of inflammatory actions are not repeated again. May I remind you of the Trojan horse case, when teachers' lives were destroyed, when schools went from best performing to worst performing. And what was the evidence? Not what the teachers were teaching in schools, rather their private communications. But in this case, we have witnessed quite the opposite. It is an approach the MSM has shown so much mercy, as though the teacher is the victim, as he needs special treatment. Even Muslim MPs are coming out with this same rhetoric. Why is it that we see these double standards and this hypocrisy? This must stop, and we must see change where there is tolerance, equality, and rights for everyone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide everyone to the truth, and may Allah Almighty allow us to stand for the honor of our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. If it was our parents who got insulted, if it was our loved ones who got insulted, our flag, our country, our sheikh, then people would be out screaming for justice. But when it is the best of creation, the master of the universe, the final messenger Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, why is it that we do not see the same outcry? May Allah Almighty guide everyone to the truth.